than you've been told. Get the James Scott Farron advantage.
You are watching the best pregame show in all of minor league baseball. Welcome in, everyone, to the Charlotte Knights pregame show. Kendall Smith and Doug Maurer joining you here at Truist Field. Doug, the weather finally this week is looking good, and we are getting set for a 7:04 first pitch here tonight between the Charlotte Knights, the AAA affiliate of the Chicago White Sox, and the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, AAA affiliate of the Miami Marlins. We are coming off of a doubleheader yesterday where the Knights saw a 12-5 win in Game 2, and no surprise to see this offense go in the double digits in terms of scoring. We've seen that throughout this season on a consistent basis, Doug.
Yeah, and in Game 2 of the doubleheader last night, Kendall, things weren't exactly looking great. The Knights trailed 5-1, but they reeled off 11 unanswered runs. A big reason was the 8-run fourth inning, capped off by Jacob Gonzalez going back-to-back with Braden Montgomery, who hit that grand slam. Even in the first game, which Charlotte ended up dropping 6-3, that was the resumption of a suspended game. And for Charlotte, they hit the ball well. They just didn't find the holes out there in the defense. And that happens sometimes. Give Jacksonville credit. They scored a couple of runs. But for Charlotte, we still lead the series 2-1 and a chance to clinch, at the very least, a split with a win here tonight.
Well, listen, I think it was perfectly fitting, the final from yesterday's Game 2. 12 runs for this Knights group. We were talking with Charlotte Knights hitting coach Aaron Bray yesterday on the show, and we asked him, how have you been able to find such dominance offensively? And he said, I don't really know what else to say other than this is such a talented group. And obviously he's communicating with the guys. He's doing his homework. There goes our paper. Our homework. But then the guys are communicating with each other as well, and that is so huge. So to be able to have that chemistry, the connection with this team, we love to see it. So Doug, with that, your thoughts on this Knights offense?
Yeah, it was another balanced effort. We saw Jacob Gonzalez hit a couple of home runs in Game 2. Braden Montgomery with the grand slam. But Lamont Wade Jr. got into the mix. He hits a home run. Guys just reaching base, continuing to put pressure on. And I'll tell you what, that's such a luxury when you have a pitching staff as good as Charlotte's staff is. And we saw that again yesterday. The Knights pitched well out of the bullpen in Game 1 of the suspended game. Shane Murphy comes out, pitches very well in Game 2, picks up his second win of the season. So top to bottom, it's a balanced effort. I thought Aaron Bray phrased it perfectly on yesterday's show. It's death by 1,000 cuts. You never know who's going to get you. Top to bottom, there are no easy outs. And it was evidenced again last night as the Knights are now 2 games over 500, still just 2 games back at Jacksonville and fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, and Bray told us that the number one goal for this Knights offense is to see how quickly they can knock the other team's starting pitcher out. So that's the goal here tonight. And Doug, with that, we'll get into our top 3, tonight's top 3, as we get all set for this matchup between the Jumbo Shrimp and the Knights. Got to start it off with Jacob Gonzalez. Of course, he is in my top 3, and it's fitting. The number 3, well, that was his magic number last night as well. 3 home runs yesterday for Jacob between the 2 games that were played. Again, the resumed game that was suspended from Wednesday night, and then yesterday's 7-inning game to finish off the doubleheader. You can't even put words to this. What he is doing is unreal, and we've talked about it ad nauseum at this point, but we're going to keep talking about it as long as Jacob Gonzalez keeps hitting home runs.
Yeah, and he added an RBI double to the mix yesterday as well. He leads the International League in home runs with 18. He has 58 runs batted in. Credit to his teammates for getting on base, giving him those RBI opportunities, and he's delivered. He leads the league by a wide margin in runs batted in, but his approach, Kendall, is what really impresses me most. He continues to be the same guy every single day, and he comes out here, does his business, and he just produces. And that's what I think the entire team has, that mentality where they're keeping it fun, they're keeping it light. But I like your top 3 there with number 1, Jacob Gonzalez.
He told me yesterday he feels like he's playing Little League, and I asked him if it's the fun of it, if it's the ease, and he said he's just out there really enjoying himself, and you can tell. He's very actually quiet. He's kind of stoic, so he's not always smiling in the dugout or showing a ton of emotion. But occasionally you do get him to crack a smile, and you see how much fun he's having out there. And obviously you're having a lot of fun when you're leading the International League in both home runs and RBIs. All right, next up on my top 3, it is SpongeBob night here at the ballpark. We got to look at this jersey here. Show it off. for everybody, Doug. I mean, come on. Are you a SpongeBob fan?
I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on
let's
so
go.
everyone
We're
can see.
We're going to get a little fashion show here. So as he puts it on, I will say I grew up watching SpongeBob. It's obviously one of the most iconic TV shows when you think about cartoons. So, Doug, do you know everyone that is on this jersey as you put it on here?
Okay, so SpongeBob is on it. There's SpongeBob right there. Isn't there a Squidward? Is there a Squidward somewhere on here? Squidward. All right, help me out here, Kendall. Who do we have on the jersey?
Mr. Krabs. He runs the Krusty
Krabs. Okay.
Patrick Star, and then Sandy. She's in the astronaut costume.
I've heard
Yeah,
Patrick.
you know Patrick.
Yeah,
you've got that. So this jersey, so cool. Oh, yeah, and Gary the Snail. How could we forget about Gary? This jersey is great. You can bid on it right now over at charlotteknights.com. All of the proceeds benefit the Joe Martin ALS Foundation. You get a little turnaround here. Our guys will be sporting this here tonight, so of course that is in my top 3. And then Friday Night Baseball to finish things off. But Doug, let's take a look at our Knights player to watch here tonight. His first Grand Slam at the professional level. It came yesterday. It's Braden Montgomery, who again has been a great asset to this Charlotte Knights team.
Yeah, Braden Montgomery, I mean, this guy has had a ton of hype coming into really his first appearance with the Charlotte Knights, but he's delivered and he's fit really well with our clubhouse here in Charlotte. It was nice to see him pick up that Grand Slam yesterday. It broke a 5-5 tie, so it really gave the Knights some breathing room and an opportunity to, I say the word cruise to victory, but that was a big blow that was dealt to the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. And when it comes to Braden, you can't just talk about his offense. You have to talk about his defense as well. You can put him in a corner outfield spot, but he's excellent in center field. He's tracked a ton of balls down. Big addition to the team. I like him as our guy to watch.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the offense. We're going to talk about the pitching on the other side of the break. Shane Murphy threw just the 6th complete game in the International League. So far this season, he did it last night in the second game of the Knights doubleheader. He's joining us on the show when we come back, so don't go anywhere, everyone. We have more coming here on our Charlotte Knights pregame show. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Charlotte Knights pregame show. Kendall Smith joining you here. It's a great Friday to play some baseball. The Charlotte Knights, the AAA affiliate of the Chicago White Sox, they're taking on the Miami Marlins AAA affiliate, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. And the Knights are coming off of a big win yesterday night. 12-5 was the final. We've got our winning pitcher joining us here on the show, Shane Murphy. You threw just the 6th complete game in the International League this season last night. How'd you do it?
Well, thank you for having me. competed. It wasn't pretty. You understand in this ballpark, there's always a chance for the offense to get you back in the game. Obviously, you guys hit on our offense. We've been hitting the ball well all year long. Guys are putting together competitive at-bats, passing the torch. But especially here in this yard, their game, no team's ever out of it. Last night kind of felt like a home run derby at one point, especially me doing my part of that in the second inning. But you just try to compete, take it one pitch at a time, quality pitches, understand the offense put up an 8 spot in that third inning, I think it was, and go out there and put up a 0. And then from there, second and third time through the lineup, I felt like me and Bro kind of found our rhythm, made some adjustments to their game plan and approach, and just took it one pitch at a time and ended up going the whole way, which was a fun feeling.
I appreciate what you have to say about this being a hitter's ballpark, and I feel like as a pitcher you have to have a very specific mindset when it comes to that. We were talking with Scott Aldred about you just a couple of weeks ago, and he said he wishes every pitcher had your mindset when it comes to just the level in which you attack. How would you describe your mindset out there?
It's cool to hear that. Just that. I think I'm endlessly competitive in the zone. Sometimes I get myself into trouble, so we're all learning, trying to develop, but I think I'm definitely going to attack the hitters in the heart of the zone and try to expand from there, understand what their approach is, not be too fine early in games, try to understand what they're trying to do to me, what locations and pitches they're trying to take away from me, and keep adjusting, understand if I keep attacking, it allows me to have more success later in the game. So I think going from there, just working on that, but I just try to attack the zone. I've always been a strike thrower. I don't have crazy stuff, quote unquote, but I understand who I am as a pitcher, which is a guy who attacks the zone and tries to be on the attack with the ball in my hand. So go from there.
It's working out for you. And what I can notice down standing by the dugout, a lot of pitchers sit between innings. You pace.
Yeah,
why is that?
I don't know. I pitch like a happy medium of anger and competitiveness. I'm not very an emotional guy to begin with, especially off the field. Don't have an angry bone in my body, but once I go in between the lines, I try to flip the switch and I just pitch angry. And I think that comes from attacking the zone. I just try to find things, make up things in my mind, try to go to a different place, and I just pitch super mad and aggressive, and I try to keep that. I don't try to. You want to slow the heart rate down in the dugout to be able to balance yourself and go out there for 7 innings. But I just pace. I do pace. I don't know what it is. I'm just super mad and aggressive, and I just don't want to sit still. So, yeah, I don't know. I've always been that way since high school. I've always found that keeps me in the game. I don't think if I sit down or converse with guys, obviously you're not talking with anyone. That's kind of typical. You don't talk to the starter when they're throwing. But I just want to keep my aggressive mindset, and I keep that by pacing back and forth.
Well, I was telling our play-by-play and color commentator that you were definitely going back out there. They were asking, do you think Shane's going to go back? I said, oh yeah, he's pacing.
Yeah,
he's definitely going back out.
Once I get that handshake from the manager, Chad, or last night, obviously, Chad had my back in the 1 inning there with the weird homer, but once I get that firm handshake and say, good job, you're done, then it's completely different human and demeanor, but until then, I'm pacing and trying to stay locked in for the game.
It's awesome to watch, just being a part of this Charlotte team. Shane, how much fun has that been for you so far?
It's a lot of fun. This clubhouse is great. There's age gaps. There's different people. There's guys with a lot of MLB time, not veterans, but older guys compared to where I'm at and some of the other guys. You have a lot to learn from people. Everyone blends together, meshes well. It's a fun group. There's a lot of jokes and laughter going on. It's a good time. This clubhouse is awesome. It's fun showing up to the yard every day.
Well, you've been a fantastic addition to this team. And get this, last year, Shane had the second lowest ERA across minor league baseball, so across all levels. You've been great to watch this season. I could talk to you for so long, too. We'll have to have you on the podcast.
Thank you.
A complete game yesterday from Shane Murphy. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, well, we've got another segment of Double Play here now on the show. So with that, I welcome in Jeff and Jack Taylor from Talking Sports with My Dad on WCCV. Guys, what do we got today?
Okay, so SpongeBob night.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll stick with that.
Yes.
Out of all the characters on SpongeBob, who would be the best baseball player?
All right, so I think it depends on what you're talking about, right? Because I think Plankton would have the hardest strike zone, right? How are you supposed to get it through his strike zone when he's that high off the ground? But overall, I think it'd be Sandy. She's the best athlete on the show.
Okay,
She is.
I'm going Mr. Krabs. He'd catch everything.
That's true, yeah.
And they move quick. I don't know how he'd bat, but I'm going with Mr. Krabs.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I will go different from both of you just for the sake of it. Let's say SpongeBob, just because you need that energy guy on the team, right?
Yeah.
So he can bring that energy, that fun to the clubhouse. He's almost like the personality guy on your team that you would need. I don't know if he'd be the most athletic, but also, if it was raining, he could help to soak up the rain, so you'd never have to worry about a rain delay.
Yeah, are they playing underwater, or are they playing here at Truist Field? That's the better question.
That's our next segment on Double Play. All right, Jeff and Jack Taylor from Dog and Sports with my dad on WCCB. Guys, always fun with you two. All right, more coming on our Knights pregame show, our Charlotte Knights draft. It's up next. I don't even know what Doug and I are going to talk about, but we're going to draft something, and it's going to be great. So stay with us. We are back here on our Charlotte Knights pregame show. Welcome back, everyone. Just minutes away from first pitch, but right now you are watching the best pregame show in minor league baseball. Kendall Smith and Doug Maurer joining you here. All right, Knights draft Major League Baseball Stadium edition. Doug, this is only places that you and I have been to. I think I've been to 12 Major League stadiums. It is my goal to go to all of them, but here we go.
Yeah,
all right, I'll let you go
me
first.
No, you can take the first pick, but I do think you got me. I've only been to about 10, so remember, it's just the ones Kendall and I have been to, not the best MLB parks. So not every park is on the list here.
Okay, so listen. I know that the Knights are the White Sox affiliate, and I do love right field, but I just have to say, I think of the stadiums I've been to, Wrigley Field is just iconic. It is one of the most iconic stadiums in all of baseball. It's so awesome. So Wrigley, join me, but go Sox.
Yeah, that one hurts. I'm immediately in trouble here because Wrigley is one of the parks that I've been to, and it certainly would be very high up on my list. I love the bleacher seats at Wrigley Field. I love the iconic part of the ballpark, but I'm going to have to go with Coors Field in Denver. I did have a chance to go out to Denver when I worked for a Colorado Rockies affiliate. It was great in the mountains. You know I love the mountains. The ball flies in that park, so if you want offense, Coors Field is a great place. It's actually one of the oldest ballparks of all the MLB teams, even though Colorado was an expansion team in 1994. But the ballpark, it's older, but it still feels really great. So Coors Field.
I have never been to Denver. I have never been to Colorado. So
Bucket list.
Yeah, I'll put it on there. All right, for me, next up, Camden Yards is so cool. I had the chance to go a few years back. It's just such a neat stadium. Obviously, there's a lot of history there as well, but I really, really enjoyed my time there. So, Baltimore Orioles, Camden Yards, Team Kendall, welcome.
Yeah, you've been to two really good ballparks here. I have not been to Camden Yards, so that one was not on my list to begin with. But one ballpark I have gone to is Daikin Park in Houston. It's actually called Minute Maid Park. I was there for the World Series when they lost to the Braves in 21, when they beat the Phillies in 22. That was unbelievable. I had that World Series atmosphere going around. That probably helped, but the passion that fan base has in that city is amazing. The city is great, but the ballpark, really cool. So give me Daikin in Houston.
Okay, well, this might be a little bit controversial for New York fans. You might think I would go with Yankee Stadium. And look, I've been to Yankee Stadium. It is really cool. But I actually prefer Citi Field. So
okay.
I just think that the environment, something about the new Yankee Stadium I don't think is the same as the old one. Obviously, it's very hard to replicate that, so I understand it's still really cool. I love going to Yankees games, but Citi Field to me just stood out, and the food there is amazing. They always go viral for their food over there with the Mets.
And I know Citi Field is widely regarded as a top 10 ballpark, so a great pick. I am glad, though, you left Yankee Stadium to me because I have been to Yankee Stadium. I have not been to Citi Field, so I will take the other New York ballpark, really for all the reasons you just mentioned, and I love the history that goes about it. I know it is a new ballpark. It's not the old Yankee Stadium, but give me the Yankee Stadium in the Bronx.
I like it. All right, next up, Great American Ballpark. Did I take that from you?
That's okay. I got to back up.
So I went when I was younger, and the reason why I liked it so much is because they had a Build-A-Bear workshop there, so I got to make a Build-A-Bear and dress it up in like a Cincinnati Reds
That's cool.
outfit.
I like that.
I was like 8 or 9,
Yeah.
but I do remember the ballpark. I remember how neat I thought it was. The location that it's at in Cincinnati is really awesome. Cincinnati is actually a great city. So Great American Ballpark, again, a lot of history there. I'm taking it on my team.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal pick, and that was going to be my next pick, Great American. Growing up in Indianapolis, that was the closest MLB ballpark, so I went every single year to Cincinnati, and I actually went to opening day a couple of years ago for the Reds. Phenomenal place, but since I can't pick Great American, we're going to have to go with Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. I had a chance to go there. I spent the whole game walking around the ballpark. I couldn't care less about the Nationals, but I love the ballpark. It was really cool, and being in D.C. was awesome, so give me Nationals Park.
I like it. All right, I feel like I have to say Wright Field now, because obviously the White Sox. I went there last year for the Cubs Sox series, and I had that s'mores milkshake. It was like the iconic milkshake that went super viral last year. That was great. If I'm not picking Wright Field, though, I'm picking Truist Park because I know that a lot of people watching out there are Braves fans. You know, we're in the Charlotte market, lots of Braves fans, so that will be on my team.
Okay, well, you kind of took them both, so I'll split the difference. I'll take PNC Park in Pittsburgh.
I haven't been, but I want to go so
PNC
bad.
Park, right by the river. It's phenomenal. That one might just lift my draft team up and compete, but you got a pretty good list there, Kendall.
The next ballpark that I need to go to, have to go to, besides Fenway Park, because I haven't been there, is Petco. I want to go to Petco so bad. It looks off the charts. All right, who had a better team? Obviously, this is just based on where we've been, so it's a little bit of a different draft.
but both pretty good teams, I think.
All right, well, speaking of a good team, the Knights have been a great-looking team as of late. We're talking a little bit of that and more on the other side of the break. Everyone, more coming on our Charlotte Knights pregame show. We are just minutes away from first pitch here on this Friday night at Truist Field between the Charlotte Knights and the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Welcome back to the Charlotte Knights pregame show, everyone. Kendall Smith and Doug Maurer with you here. Listen, if you can't make it to the game tonight, you can watch it here on WCCB. You'll get to see our teams in these SpongeBob jerseys in honor of SpongeBob Night. Doug, do a little twirl. We got it. Oh, even around the back with the microphone.
Put me in, Coach.
Doug. There we go. Yeah, these jerseys are currently up for auction right now on charlotteknights.com. All proceeds benefit the Joe Martin ALS Foundation. Doug, I cannot wait to see these jerseys on the field.
Yeah, this will be fun. It's really a packed night. In addition to SpongeBob, we have post-game fireworks tonight, so if you can, come on out to the ballpark. And then through the rest of the weekend, Kendall, it gets really exciting as well. Just action-packed, nonstop entertainment here at the ballpark, the live music, and I know tomorrow we have halfway to Halloween, so maybe come dressed in a costume?
Yeah, you can come in a costume. We'll have trick-or-treating. I'll have to get in on that. I'm a sucker for some sweets. Give me all the chocolate and I will eat it. I was just eating peanut M&Ms. That was my pre-show snack.
Okay, I like
so maybe
that.
they'll have some of those tomorrow. I don't know. But you can come out trick-or-treat. We'll have characters on the concourse as well, so that'll be really fun. Can't wait for that pregame catch in the field as mentioned. And then Sunday, your dogs can come out to the ballpark. It's Bark in the Ballpark, and post-game, everybody runs the bases, so you can run on the field where the pros play.
Yeah, make sure you stretch, though, first. If you're getting old like me,
Don't wanna pull a hammy.
don't want to pull something.
That's funny. All right, tickets at charlotteknights.com. Everybody, again, we are home through the weekend. We always have the best time here at Truist Field, and we're going to have a great time tonight. My hot take of the night, Duncan Davitt is getting the start for Charlotte. He's looking for a bounce-back effort. I think he's going to get it here tonight. 5 innings, 2 runs or less for Davitt. We've seen him perform really well. He can do things at a high level, and I think he's yearning for that bounce-back, as we talked about. I think he'll get it here today.
I like that hot take, Kendall. Davitt's certainly capable. It's not easy to do, especially against a really good team like Jacksonville and here in this ballpark, as we heard Shane Murphy talk about. But sometimes pitchers feed off of each other, and if you see the guy start the day before you, go 7 innings, throw a complete game, then you want to better that, and then the next guy wants to better it, and all of a sudden your pitching staff has gone 2 weeks with quality start after quality start. So I like that for Duncan Davitt. The talent is there. I'm feeling a good performance, and I'm feeling a Charlotte Knights victory.
And let's not forget, on Wednesday before the game was suspended, a great start by Hagen Smith.
Absolutely.
And then Tuesday, a shutout for this Knights team. The first one here at Truist Field. So we've seen great stuff from the pitching staff. All right, first pitch, it is coming your way next, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here on our Charlotte Knights.
The National